You meet someone and they seem nice, but nice is forgettable, and forgettable never wins the heart. Let's be honest, most women are told, just be sweet, be polite, and he'll like you. So they send the usual messages. Good morning, hope you slept well. Have a nice day. You looked nice yesterday. All of it sounds lovely, and all of it disappears from his mind the second he sees the next text or scrolls past another post. Why? Because nice doesn't make him feel anything. It doesn't wake anything up inside him. And what doesn't move the heart doesn't stay in the mind. You're not trying to be another smile in his day. You're trying to be the thought he keeps circling back to when no one's watching. You're trying to be the one he misses, not because you're gone, but because something you said lingered. Carl Jung said it best. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own soul. But when you learn how to speak not just to the surface, but to the soul, something changes. You go from noise to meaning, from text to memory. You don't just get a reply, you get a reaction. It's like perfume. You don't need to spray the whole room, just a little on his collar, and he'll remember you every time the wind shifts. And if you think that kind of connection only happens in movies, or that it's too hard to pull off, stay with me. Our legend Carl Jung left behind the map. We're just learning how to read it. If you're ready to speak with purpose, to be remembered, and to be felt, not just seen, then press that like button, subscribe, and let's change the way you connect. Forever. Number 1. Speak to the part of him he hides, the shadow. What you resist not only persists, but will grow in size. There's a side of him you'll never see on Instagram. Not in his smile, not in his flex, not in that quick, "I'm good" he throws out when you ask how he's doing. That side, the one that doubts, that overthinks, that feels like he's not enough, is the part he keeps locked away, hidden under charm, jokes, and that cool, collected front. But here's the truth no one tells you. That hidden part is starving for attention. And the woman who learns how to speak to it, not poke at it, not fix it, but see it, becomes unforgettable. Think of it like this. Most women talk to the armor. They compliment the shield, but the one who whispers to what's underneath. She touches something no one else dares to go near. It's like being the only person who talks to the ghost in the room. Everyone else ignores it. You invite it to sit down. Now maybe you're thinking, but won't that scare him off? Won't he think I'm being too deep, too much, too soon? Maybe. But that fear isn't coming from your intuition. It's coming from every lie you've been told. That men only want light. That being soft makes you weak. That you'll only be loved if you're easy to forget. Let's break that lie right here. The truth is, when you speak to the part of him he hides, it doesn't push him away. It pulls him in. Because no one else does it. And deep down, he's dying to be seen for who he really is, not just for what he shows. Try saying this. You act strong all the time, but I bet there are days you feel the opposite. I admire that you keep going anyway. That's not a flirt. That's a mirror. You're showing him you see his shadow, and you don't run from it. Yes, it's scary. It's not what most people say, but that's exactly why it works. People forget comfort. They remember truth. So don't be afraid to go deeper. Speak to the part of him he thinks no one notices. Because when you do, you stop being just another girl and start being the one who feels like home. Number 2, make him feel like a protector, the hero inside him. A man's worth is not in what he says, but in what he protects. No matter how modern or independent the world becomes, there's something ancient buried deep in the heart of a man, a quiet need to protect, to feel useful, to feel like he makes a difference. Not because you can't survive without him, but because when he's with you, he feels like he matters. It's not about being helpless. You're not broken. You're not fragile. You're not here begging to be saved. You are strong. But real strength also knows when to let someone in, not to fix you, but to stand beside you. And when a man senses that from you, that you feel safer, calmer, more at peace just by being near him, it hits him somewhere no "you're cute" or "nice shoes" ever could. Imagine this. He walks into your space, and without even trying, the energy shifts, like someone just lowered the volume on the noise inside your head. That's power. Not flashy power. Soul-level influence. And when you tell him that, when you say something like, "I feel safe when I'm around you," it's like you calm my brain without even trying. You're not flattering him. You're honoring him. Now maybe the fear creeps in. Will I seem needy? Will he think I can't handle my own life? That fear is rooted in a lie. The lie that needing anything from a man makes you weak. But needing connection, peace, or protection doesn't make you needy. It makes you human. And it gives him something he's secretly hoping for. A reason to show up fully. Carl Jung believed that every man carries an inner archetype, a hero inside him, waiting to be awakened. Not the kind who slays dragons or flies planes, but the kind who feels most alive when he's trusted, when he's leaned on, not to carry your weight, but to stand strong with you. So speak to that. Let him feel like his presence has purpose, because when a man feels like your peace, he'll protect that connection like it's sacred. And guess what? To him, it will be. Number 3. Talk to the kid still inside him, inner child. The child is still there, and if he is ignored, he turns into a shadow that controls the man. Behind every strong man is a little boy who once believed in magic. He believed in superheroes, made spaceships out of pillows, cried when he lost his toy, and lit up when someone clapped for him. But life taught him to toughen up. Be a man, don't cry, don't play, don't feel too much. So he buried that kid deep inside, under routines, work, and grown-up masks. But here's what no one tells you. That kid never left. He's still in there, waiting for someone to say, "I see you." Not the businessman, not the guy with a gym selfie, but him. The boy who still wants to laugh too loud, daydream about wild adventures, and be loved without conditions. When you say something like, "You remind me of a little kid who used to believe in everything, even superheroes," it's kinda awesome. It does something simple but rare. It frees him. For a moment, he doesn't have to perform. He doesn't have to impress. He just gets to be. You might wonder, won't he think I'm being silly? What if he doesn't get it? That's fear talking. Fear shaped by a world that made emotions a weakness. But Carl Jung showed us the opposite. Our inner child holds the key to joy, vulnerability, connection. The very things real love needs to breathe. This isn't about being cheesy. It's about being real. Because the woman who can make him feel light and deep at the same time, that's unforgettable. That's rare. That's magic. Don't just speak to the man he became. Speak to the boy he used to be. That's where the gold is. That's where the love starts. Number 4. Make him feel things most people ignore. The stronger a man appears, the softer the parts he hides. Most people only look at what's obvious, the way he carries himself, how confident he sounds, the things he does. But very few stop and ask, what does he feel but never say? Carl Jung called this hidden part the anima, a man's softer, more emotional side. It's the part that feels deeply but stays quiet, that cares more than it shows, that hurts silently. You see, the world teaches men that showing emotion means weakness. Crying? That's not allowed. Admitting fear? That's not manly. So they tuck those feelings away like fragile letters in a locked drawer. And eventually, they start to believe the lie themselves, that being soft makes them less valuable. But the truth is, a man's softness is not weakness. It's depth. It's where his empathy lives, his tenderness, his capacity to love. And when you're the one who notices it, even if he doesn't speak it, you create a space most people never offer him: emotional safety. Imagine it like this. Everyone else is knocking at his front door, trying to get in. You quietly walk around the back and sit on the porch, waiting, not pushing, just being there. And suddenly, he lets you in. Say something like, "You seem like the kind of guy who feels everything but doesn't always say it. That's okay. I notice." It's gentle, but it hits deep. Because now he knows. He doesn't have to perform. He doesn't have to be loud. You saw him before he said a word. Maybe you're thinking, what if he doesn't respond? Maybe he won't, not right away. But you've planted something, a moment, a feeling. And feelings don't fade like facts do. They echo. So dare to speak to his quietest parts. Because when a man feels safe to be soft with you, he's already halfway in love. Number 5. Use words that feel like dreams. Logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere. Facts are forgettable. Feelings aren't. And the fastest way to make someone feel something is not by telling them who you are, but by making them see it with their mind. Carl Jung believed we don't just think in thoughts, we think in symbols, in stories, in images that speak straight to the soul. So if you want to stand out, stop sending messages that read like a to-do list. Start sending words that feel like a dream. Think about it. If you say, "You seem responsible," it might be true, but it lands flat. But if you say, "If we were stuck in a cabin during a snowstorm, I feel like you'd be the one keeping everyone calm, making jokes and fixing the heater," now he's in the story. He's imagining it. He's picturing you with him. The cold air, the glow of the fireplace, the sound of laughter. That's not just texting. That's emotional architecture. Maybe you're thinking, isn't that a bit much? Won't he think I'm being weird or too poetic? That fear comes from living in a world that tells us to stay safe, sound normal, be small. But here's the truth. Everyone remembers the moment someone made their heart wander. And no one forgets the person who painted a picture that felt like home. Jung taught us that dreams aren't just fantasies. They're messages from the deeper mind. When you use story, you're not escaping reality. You're connecting beneath it. You're giving him a scene to step into, where emotions bloom without permission. Most people text from their heads. But love? It lives in the heart. And the heart speaks in images. So don't just say, "You're funny." Say, "I could see you being the guy everyone trusts when the lights go out." It's still true, but now it lives in his imagination. The woman who makes him imagine a moment becomes a part of the moment, and that's not a trick, it's a truth. If you want to live in his mind, don't list facts, plant visions, leave footprints in his daydreams. Because when a man starts dreaming with you in the scene, he doesn't want to wake up. Number 6. Make him feel safe to be real. Emotional safety. "Boys don't cry" is how men learn to bleed on the inside, quietly and alone. From the time they're little, most men are taught one message on repeat. Don't show weakness, don't cry, don't break, don't feel too much, smile, nod, tough it out. And so, they build walls, thick ones. Not because they don't feel, but because the world told them feeling makes them less of a man. But here's the truth. No one says out loud, he wants to be real. He wants to tell someone when he's overwhelmed, when he's not okay, when he's scared of losing something or someone. He just doesn't know if it's safe. And if everyone else demands the strong version of him, guess what he becomes? A performance, smiling on the outside, tired on the inside. That's where you come in. When you say something like, "You don't have to act strong with me. I'd rather have the truth than the perfect version." It doesn't just sound sweet, it opens a door, a quiet one. one he might not have walked through in years. And suddenly, he's breathing differently. He's not trying to impress. He's not trying to be bulletproof. He's just being. Maybe you wonder, what if it's too soon? What if I scare him off? But the deeper fear is this. What if you never get past his mask? What if you spend months talking to a version of him that was built to survive, but not to connect? Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." But no one becomes their true self in a space where they feel judged. They become it in spaces that feel safe, that feel soft, that feel like they don't have to keep holding their breath. Be that space, because when a man finally feels like he can put his sword down around you, he'll choose you. Not just for a night, but for everything. Real connection doesn't start with romance. It starts with safety. And that, more than anything, is what makes love last. Number 7, be mysterious on purpose. Let him wonder. The most powerful presence is often the one wrapped in silence. In a world where everyone is oversharing, the one who holds something back becomes magnetic. You don't need to scream to be remembered. You just need to leave the right door open and walk away. Most people try to be unforgettable by saying too much, too fast. But here's the truth. Mystery isn't about being distant. It's about knowing that curiosity is the spark that keeps the fire burning. Carl Jung taught us that the human mind hates the unfinished. When we don't know how a story ends, our brain keeps circling back to it. That's why cliffhangers make you binge watch a whole series in one night. That's why a message like, "I had a dream about you last night, but I'm not sure I should tell you just yet," sticks. It doesn't just land, it lingers. His mind runs wild, creating a movie in his head, where you're the lead and he's dying to see what happens next. You might think, what if he gets frustrated? Or what if he doesn't ask? But here's what you don't realize. It's not about control, it's about rhythm. If you give everything at once, the mystery dies. But when you leave space for him to wonder, to reach, to guess, that's when you become unforgettable. It's like perfume. You don't dump the whole bottle. You leave just enough in the air to make someone turn their head, wanting more. Jung believed that the unconscious mind is driven by symbols, dreams, and unknowns. You don't create desire by answering every question. You create it by asking the right ones and letting them echo. So leave a pause, drop a clue, hold back a little smile, because when he starts replaying your words, your tone, your little mystery, you're already under his skin. Don't be afraid to be the question he can't stop thinking about. In a world of loud answers, be the quiet mystery. That's how you stay in his mind long after the message is read. Number 8, remind him of his purpose. Talk to his drive. A man without purpose is like a ship without a compass. He drifts, he crashes, or worse, he stays still. Every man is chasing something. Maybe it's a dream, a goal, a legacy. Or maybe it's buried so deep under pressure and routine that he's forgotten what it even was. But whether he's building it now or still figuring it out, one thing is always true. He wants to be seen for more than just who he is right now. He wants to be seen for who he's trying to become. When you say something like, "When you talk about what you love, it's like the whole world disappears." Don't stop chasing that. It suits you. You're doing more than just being supportive. You're holding up a mirror to his purpose. You're reminding him of the fire he almost let go out. That's not small. That's sacred. But maybe the fear whispers in your mind, what if I sound too intense? What if he's not ready for that kind of talk? That fear comes from a world that taught women to cheer from the sidelines, but never touch the game. You were taught to admire from afar, not speak to the soul of a man like you believe in his vision more than he does. Carl Jung believed that when someone reflects your truth back to you, they don't just support you, they awaken you. That's what you're doing. You're not just being nice, You're pulling something powerful to the surface. This isn't about gassing him up. It's about reaching the part of him that quietly wonders, does what I'm doing even matter? And when you answer that question without him asking, you don't just earn his trust, you earn his respect. Because the woman who believes in his mission becomes part of it. And that brings us full circle. You've just learned how to speak to the deepest parts of a man, the ones most people never even try to reach. This isn't about tricks. It's about truth, presence, and emotional connection that actually lasts. So if something here opened your eyes or made you think differently, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below. Tell us which message hit you the hardest. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, share it. Because words have power. And now, so do you.